Is this stuff you like? You can call me Ursa, and I don't really have very many pictures to go with this review because I was kind of ill over Christmas, but I'm better now. So let's talk about The Time of the Doctor. Spoilers, by the way. So The Time of the Doctor was on Christmas Day, and the tenure of Matt Smith, who was the 11th Doctor, who may actually have been the 12th Doctor or something, has ended, and the term of Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor, who's actually the 13th Doctor, who's actually the first Doctor of the new set of regenerations, it's a little bit complicated, has begun. If I had to sum up the 11th Doctor's tenure in a sentence, it would probably be, Matt Smith, you deserved better. And that goes for most of the other people involved in making Doctor Who as well. I mean, everyone works very hard, and it is not a terrible show, but you deserved some consequences. You deserved some stories which made sense, and a character which wasn't so very difficult. Apparently I'm not alone in the thought that the Doctor should have no-win scenarios, as it were. I read a great article in The Atlantic which compared Doctor Who to, well, original series Kirk, the series, as opposed to original series Kirk, the movies, where he actually had to have character development because there was a scenario in which there was no winning. Okay, so they brought Spock back again, but that's not really the point. Captain Kirk is all, I don't believe in no-win scenarios, and for the most part he doesn't have to believe in no-win scenarios because he always wins. And the 11th Doctor is kind of like this too. The Doctor has forgotten, and the Doctor should know better. In The Waters of Mars, which is an excellent David Tennant 10th Doctor episode, by the way, the one time, or one of the very few times, that Tennant's Doctor gets all Time Lord victorious, the people involved in the situation slap him down. Hard. But now, well, there's a town called Christmas, and the Doctor growing old, and wooden Cybermen, which were totally cool by the way, and a brief appearance by the Weeping Angels. But there's no threat. It's not frightening. I enjoyed the episode fine, it was fun and popcorny entertainment for Christmas Day, but try as he might, Matt Smith could not convince me, and he did try, that the situation was hopeless. Because the situation is never hopeless for the 11th Doctor, and so I can't really feel his torment because I don't believe it's going to come to anything. He's not allowed to have consequences. During Moffat's tenure, the Doctor always wins. And sometimes in ways that even make sense. The same thing is true of River Song, actually, and I think that's one of the reasons I find her such a difficult character to like. There is an episode in a previous season where River Song meets a Dalek, and the Dalek pleads for mercy. No. Just no. River, in Silence of the Library, says to the 10th Doctor, now my Doctor, armies would run away at the mere mention of his name, and he would swan off into his TARDIS, which he opened with a snap of his fingers. In River's time, the Doctor is unbeatable. The Doctor is untouchable, and that is not much fun for me, to be honest. Because there's no resonance, there's no risk. Nothing bad is going to happen. Moffat's Doctor is power, pure power, and while the speeches are always very stirring, he does write an excellent grandiose speech, does Moffat. That is always wonderful, and Matt Smith does a fantastic job with them. They're just too common. 9 is always offering people a way out, 10 is always offering people a way out, and occasionally, yes, they did make the grandiose speeches, which were occasionally written by Stephen Moffat, and that's very stirring and dramatic, but 11 does it all the time. 11's first line of defense is not to think his way out of things. His first line of defense against an enemy he knows is to declare who he is and hope that they run away. 11 has a whole arc where he decides that the universe has to forget him because he's gotten too big, and that's what happens when you keep raising the stakes. You have nowhere else to go, you paint yourself into a corner. And under those circumstances, the Time Lords giving him another set of regenerations is actually sensible and, you know, definitely makes sense in the context of the story, as opposed to things like the Silents, who we just kind of brush off after them being a major villain for an entire series. What? I mean, if you had enough care and thought to bring back the crack in the wall, Why couldn't you have extended that to all of the other things which appeared in the episode? Did I watch the Christmas special? Yes. Did I enjoy the Christmas special? Yes, but as a piece of meaningless fluff, as a piece of popcorn entertainment. It was fun, but it wasn't meaningful in any significant way. The last 5 minutes were heart-wrenching, but the rest of it was just I enjoyed it in the same way I enjoy NCIS, where every episode is basically in the same format. I mean, I love NCIS, but I realize how repetitive it is. Maybe I'm just getting old, but Doctor Who used to mean more to me than that. So, goodbye, Matt Smith. Regardless of anything else, we did have some fun, and bow ties were never cooler.
I'm the Doctor.
But you deserved so much more than that.